Hello, this is Victoria Larsen, COO of Diva Talent, Production and Event. Welcome to the Gems Talk. Today I'm sitting here with Bala, owner of DTT. Today we're going to discover more about his journey, the telecommunications industry, and how BNI has helped his business. Welcome to the Gems Talk, Bala.
Thank you, Victoria, for having me on your show.
I'm so grateful to have you here and I'm so excited to learn more about you and your business. What I wanted to start off by asking was, how has your journey been and how did you actually get into the telecommunications space?
My journey is a perfect match with a character called Chris Gardner from the movie called The Pursuit of Happiness. And if I ever write my own autobiography, I would title it as an auto driver or a taxi driver back in India to a telecom doctor in the UAE. So only a few selected and a close network of mine would know this part of my story. So I've been in the UAE for over a decade now, and my focus or my presence in this part of the region is mainly focused on telecom. And as everybody's career starts with an entry job, which I started my role as a sales executive, which is for a sales domain, and then I worked as a team leader, then up the ladder, assistant manager, then sales manager, then eventually I ended up being a business head and with multiple companies. In this journey, this gave me a confidence and a better experience. And that's when I decided to start DTT, and which is now Etisalat authorized channel partner in the UAE for SMB category.
Wow, you have had quite the journey and you have over a decade's worth of experience. So starting your own company is incredible.
See, having a company is something that everybody's dream when you start working, right? So when you work, you don't want to be in the level 1 all the time. And of course, you want to be when you're at level 1, you dream to be in the level 2. When you're at level 2, you will aim at being level 3. And then once you reach the topmost position in the organization, the next step is left for you to start something that you own, And then what do you start is what you're good at. Like I said, over a decade, I'm in the UAE and I worked only in telecom. And that is the reason the DTT and the telecommunication.
That's incredible. And also, as from what I've seen, you're doing amazing in that space and driving your own company.
Thank you.
Telecom can feel so complex to many businesses. What would you say are the core problems that you solve?
You're absolutely right. Telecom feels complex because it's often unmanaged. And most of the business owners actually don't know what they're paying for and what they're using. And also, the business owners have taken telecom as granted. I mean, they tend to move the responsibility of handling or managing this telecom invoices to either HR, or the finance, or the IT. And let me tell you, this is not their expertise. HR is meant to manage the hirings of the companies, the payroll of the company, accounts is to manage the finance, and IT is to manage the infrastructure. But why the companies are pushing them to manage the telecom invoices? But of course, yes, the finance people are still managing it. Why? Because the invoice comes and they make the payment and they're not aware for what they're paying for. We got the bill and we just paid the bill. That's it, right? And none of these characters or none of this position people will lose their job if there is anything goes wrong in this process. So here is when DTT comes and we do work in a simplified manner. First, we do the audit of the invoices and we go with the restructuring of the plans based on the actual usage, and we stay back as a single point of contact where customer don't need to, or business owners don't need to run behind 10 companies or 10 contacts to solve one problem. So that's what the best thing that we solve in the market.
That's incredible. So really you can help all companies, different industries in that sense. And it's actually quite surprising to hear that business owners either let their IT department do it, their accounts, or their HR manage their telecom.
Yeah, this is what I'm telling is out of my 11 years of experience in this market, the ideal spokespersons for a telecom vertical is in any company or most of the company. I would say 95% of the companies are either HR, finance, or the IT. It doesn't mean that they can have a dedicated person to manage it, but the education is required about this because at the end, it's business who's bleeding in terms of wrong invoices, wrong packages, unused minutes. So this has to be audited at least once in 6 months.
And that actually leads me on to my next question, which is what makes DTT stand out from other telecom businesses?
Well, see, like I just said, what truly differentiates DTT is we do not follow a product first policy. Like in other companies, they would go with a traditional transactional business where we have a consulting approach. So when we reach a customer, when we meet a customer, we focus on identifying the problems. As I mentioned in the introduction, I'm a telecom doctor. So what does a doctor does? What exactly they do is first they understand the problem, what is wrong with you, and then let's try to give you a solution. That is exactly what our approach is. We do not go as our approach is never on a product based. It's on identifying the problem and then we fix it by auditing their invoices, by restructuring their plans, and being a single point of contact for all their future issues or the requirements or anything in terms of telecom, we will remain as only point of contact.
Wow, so you really are a doctor, Bala, a doctor of telecommunications.
Thank you.
So I'm sure that all the viewers would love to know this because it's quite intriguing to me. Could you please share an example of your real life clients that have noticed a noticeable change when working with you?
Well, see, the growth or the noticeable change in any business, in my context, so a business is profitable in two aspects. Number one is increase the revenue, which every business owner knows, and that's why they started their business, right? So here I cannot do much, but when it comes to the second point, which is cut down the unwanted cost, and this is what we do, or DTT does. So on a single example, if I have to tell you, there is this client from manufacturing industry. They were paying about 48,000 a year as the telecom invoices. I just happened to meet the owner and I just took a bill and I understood what is this? What are you paying for? He said, no, I don't know. I'd taken it about 6 years ago. I had a great, momentum, or a number of people were more, and I'm paying 4,000 a month, and now I don't see a need, but I thought this is the least package that I can get from the operator. So that's when I said, no, we have a package. So from 48,000, I reduced to 13,000. So which is a 72% savings that I extended to one of the client. And to talk about the overall, the recent 6 months journey, 6 to 8 months of journey within the chapter that we are associated with, it goes about 291,000 dirhams worth of savings in the last 8 months.
Wow, Bala, so you're a savior for so many companies and you managed to more than half. You over halved it for your clients.
True, but the ideal percentage that I can be confident to tell you is anything between 20 to 40%, because it depends. When your business is doing well, of course you need so many facilities, high-speed internet, number of connections for the users, and at any given point of time, you're probably as running to a bad phase of the business. Then rather keeping and paying it up for the idle services, we better get rid of it, So that is the concept that what DTT has built in the recent years. And this is based on the experience that what I carry as a person, and of course, yes, the great supportive team that I carry with me.
What's changing in the telecom industry that most business owners aren't paying attention to?
Well, there is a lot, and in fact, it is a bit scary factor to the businesses, especially the businesses. So as you know, in this part of the world, the telecommunication providers, or the ISPs we call it, it has been regulated from TDRA, right? So there has been a new rule from August 2024 about you cannot, or any businesses cannot make a call to the number which is registered in Do Not Call Registry, which we call it as DNCR. So if anyone or any company is trying to call that particular number which is registered in DNCR, they'll get a penalty of 50,000. So the Google data says, so between 2024 August till 2025 Feb, which is, I'm talking about a year-old data and the span of 7 months, there were about 174 companies were given warnings to stop such activities. And despite the warnings, the few companies did not stop their activity. There were about 159 companies were penalized, each 50,000 dirhams. So cumulative value, if I have to tell you, for the 7 months, there is a total penalty of 8 million dirhams that has been imposed on these companies. So the best thing that I want my dear business owners to pay attention is there's a set of rules and the guidelines given by the TDRA which has to be followed, and it is a law. It is not a choice. It is not an option. It is a mandatory part for every businesses to look at it. So let's say it's a simple one. You cannot, any marketing activity or a telecalling activity can be done only between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. It cannot be 8:59 a.m. nor it cannot be 6:01 p.m. until and unless you have a prior written consent from the client. So this is one, and you need to take a DNCR API so that you don't end up calling. If every business does marketing, of course, that is the key success for every business. So every business will tend to call on the random numbers or a database they get from here and there, or a referrals. So please do check if that number is registered in DNCR or not. If it is not registered, you can make a call. If it is registered, you cannot. So now there is two options for you to check. One is, of course, yes, let's say we have 2 operators here for business. There is the respective operator provide the portal, B2B portal. So there you can upload the data sheet and get to know whether it is registered or not, and then you can decide which number to call and which number you should not call. And alternatively, you can take a DNCR API from the ISP and you can integrate with your calling facility and stay protected from getting these penalties.
Wow, that is no joke. Those fines are serious numbers, only within 7 months. And you answered my question before I could even ask it, which was how would we find out which companies are registered in the DNCR? So for those watching, I'd urge you to check that and make sure that you aren't getting fined. And if you are calling, to call from 9 to 6, not any before, not a little bit later.
Yes.
So now I do want to focus on BNI because you have been a really valuable member to GEMS chapter. And so I wanted to know, how has BNI helped your career?
Well, for me, if I have to answer this question, well, joining BNI GEMS is, it first helped me personally. So as in, it turned the relationship into reputation, through the credibility. And of course, it resulted in a long-term relationship with a lot of business owners that we meet on a weekly basis. And of course, we keep doing the one-to-ones with them. And trust me, there's a lot to learn. And in terms of the mindset, the like-minded people that we meet, and the learning that I get from this kind of people or this chapter members is amazing. And I think it is a great platform. And with this, I can achieve a lot. And I am achieved, but I can still achieve a lot, definitely, on it.
I love that mindset of, yes, I've done so much, but there's so much more and you're going to do it. For sure, Bala.
Thank you.
And I also agree that, yes, we're in a community that's very like-minded and we have these sort of core values like givers gain, positive attitude, lifelong learning. And so being connected with people who all want to grow and motivate each other, it's really a great environment to be in, even though it's 7 a.m. in the morning.
Indeed, it is. So look at the dedication, look at the passion, and look at the energy that people carry to the chapter when they enter the enter the room, and look at the kind of references that are being passed on, and look at the kind of the business that has been given across between the members, and it's an amazing platform, no doubt in it.
Completely, and I would also say that it's what you give, and it's not only that to how much. So let's say, for example, if I'm going to my meetings, I'm doing my one-to-ones, then of course business will start coming. I'm creating those relationships, but if you aren't putting 100% of yourself into it, then you won't get so much from it. And from what I can see, you are a dedicated member. You're always there at 7 a.m. for the meetings. You're always learning about people, and you're a great listener, which is so important when it comes to business. And so GEMS is very lucky to have you.
I am a gem too. So it is likewise. So it is a likewise feeling. If you say GEMS is lucky to have me, and I'm very lucky to be a part of that chapter.
I just want to say thank you so much, Bala, for your time. It was great learning about you and your business and the industry you're working in.
Thank you so much, Victoria, for having me, and it's a great honor for me to be here, and thank you so much again.